It's my privilege today to give you a State of the County address. So fellow board members and staff, the community members in the audience, and those listening at home, I'm pleased to present it today at the 2015 State of the County address. This presentation includes information about our key accomplishments and challenges of the last year, plus a roadmap for where we are headed. As I begin, I'd first like to thank staff, Peter Austin, Scott Hartman, Dennis Sandquist, the Transportation Department, and Finance Departments all had a hand in putting this presentation together. 2014 was a great year in many ways. We have many accomplishments for which we can be proud. Just a few of those accomplishments include, in particular in finance. Since 2010, we have maintained our AAA bond rating. One of those counties, one of 3 counties in the state to have done so. We've done this by acting responsibly with the financial resources provided by taxpayers. We balance the budget without raising property taxes. How do we do it? We reduced roster positions. We are down 164 positions in the county in the last 4 years. That may not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but there are not many places in the world that, and these are not necessarily that we furloughed people. These are people or positions that we no longer plan to ever have. And as a result, it made it possible for us to reduce the amount of money we need each year. We also reduced our debt cost. We were recognized for our county practices for the GFO Budget Award, and I've been asked repeatedly what that is. That's the Government Financial Officers Association Budget Award. I'm sure you'll never remember it again. I know I didn't. We have made certain that the county does not take an ever-increasing portion of the tax bill. What's before you on the pie chart, we picked a random piece of property in the town of McHenry and compared our percentage of the tax bill to what that property was paying in the last 3 years. And as a result, because we've kept our tax rate or our tax bill flat for the typical household member in McHenry County, they've actually had their share of the bill that they pay to us reduced. These actions have saved the citizens in McHenry County a great deal of money. In fact, our decision last month to refinance bonds saved the taxpayers of McHenry County over $1 million. By taking responsibility for our finances, we've given ourselves some options. What you have before you is a chart. The dark area on the bottom is the amount of debt we're carrying. The light area on top of those bars is the amount of debt that we'd be allowed to carry if, in fact, we wanted to. We could borrow approximately 9 times the current debt we have. We have $24 million approximately in debt today. If we saw for some reason that we needed to, we have that type of flexibility available to us. I am not suggesting that we run to the bank. I do not want to saddle our future generations with debt. But debt is the same, whether it's worn out infrastructure that we hand our children, whether we take care of our bridges and roads and our facilities, or that we let them fall into disrepair because we don't want to go to debt. We've handed our future generation a bill if we don't take care of those responsibilities. In the past few years, we have done a good job of taking care of those responsibilities. In transportation, we've completed Racow Road in 2012, the Algonquin Bypass in 2014. We've done upgrades to Crystal Lake Road between McHenry and Crystal Lake. We've completed a Johnsburg roundabout. We've added relief at Route 176 at both Walkup Avenue and Route 31. We've helped Kane County with completion of the Route 47 full interchange in Huntley. We're working on expansion of Route 31 between the Racow Road and the south and the northern edge of the bypass. We have, with this summer, we hope to complete the expansion of the Charles Miller Road Bridge area in McHenry. The state has started construction and expansion of Route 14. We have other coming attractions that may be coming soon. Lake County plans to extend Route 53 to Route 120. It will be a direct benefit for McHenry County drivers. It will change the way people who live in the northeast side of McHenry County access the interstate. Lake County Chairman Aaron Lawler is looking for our assistance and will be addressing the Transportation Committee in February. The City of Meringa was also looking to the county to help get a full interchange at 23 and I-90. This would be the first actual interchange in for the interstate system in McHenry County. We are currently the largest state in terms of population in the United States that does not have direct access. I know we have close in 47 and 20, but this would be our first. Our own department continues to work on congestion issues at Algonquin and Randall Roads and other locations along both of Algonquin and Randall Roads and other places in the county. We also have to look at alternative transportation. Our representatives at Metro are lobbying for increased services from Metro for McHenry County. There are plans for expansion to at least 3 places in McHenry County that were put on hold a few years ago that need to be revisited. Moving the train yard from Barrington to Johnsburg will increase McHenry County's train access in Johnsburg, McHenry, Crystal Lakes Pingree Road Station, Cary, and Fox River Grove. By making that yard switch, all those areas would benefit, and we would not need to purchase a new train or hire a new employee. It's just a matter of switching the yards and where the employees report. Rail expansions in Woodstock and Huntley provide increases on a similar vein. Going back to other projects we completed in the last year, the Stormwater Ordinance and the Unified Development Ordinance, both were approved by the County Board. These changes, when viewed through the lens of the comprehensive plan, should make future projects easier to cite. This does not mean that every idea is approved or every site is approved. It means when someone has an idea for a project, they should be able to review our ordinances and our comprehensive plan and predict whether the location they're proposing is a correct location. This saves the future our citizens and ourselves both time and money. So what problems are still waiting to be solved? It's about the economy. While as a board we have accomplished some notable achievements, we should all be deeply concerned about how the economy has continued to slow job growth and economic vitality in our county. The state of McHenry County is intimately tied to the state of the economy. As we do not exist in our bubble, in a bubble, our county economy is directly tied to the economy of the region, state, and nation. As I review the economic data as it relates to McHenry County, I have both good news and bad news. Some of the good news. Before you is a slide containing 2 colors on each bar. The lower color is the single-family housing permits issued by the county. The upper color is for the housing permits issued by the remaining jurisdictions in the county. For nearly 20 years, from 1985 to 2005, McHenry County enjoyed a thriving housing construction industry. In fact, from 1999 to 2005, the entire county constructed more than 3,500 homes per year, with a peak of 4,282 homes in 2002. Those construction jobs were plentiful, and consumer spending was healthy and robust as a result. However, in my private life, the first indicators that the housing market was on a downturn came actually in 2006. The Gottemoller project in Huntley simply did not produce home purchases as predicted. By the end of 2007, the number of new home starts countywide continued to fall, and in 2008 we witnessed the housing market collapse. This, of course, triggered the deepest losses in the U.S. labor market since the Great Depression. The effects of the nationwide recession were felt in McHenry County, where unemployment rose to levels most of us who live here had not seen in a very long time. The economic collapse of 2008 was devastating on many levels. Nationally, it started with the burst of an $8 trillion housing market. The plumbing and housing market led to sharp cutbacks in consumer spending and virtual chaos within the investment markets. In McHenry County, during the past 4 years alone, according to the Moody's review of our bond rating, which they approved AAA bond rating last month, the market value, not the assessed value, the market value of McHenry County in the last 4 years dropped from $31 billion to $21.5 billion, approximately 1/3 drop without considering what we did not build. If we had continued to build at the peak rate of 2002 for the past 6 years, we would have constructed another 24,000 homes in McHenry County. As board members, we each run a district that contains some 50,000 residents. That's the equivalent of one county board district. Was not constructed in McHenry County in the last 6 years. Financially, we did not. That is the equivalent of $5 billion investment in McHenry County that did not happen. Our construction workers and the related industries that rely on that $5 billion did not make a living on those homes because we did not build them. McHenry County is still struggling. Neither the construction industry nor the housing market has returned to pre-recession levels. We're still building 90% fewer homes than in 2005, not the peak in 2005. The construction industry, including the creation of new subdivisions, roads, etc., is all but absent. The collapse of that construction industry resulted from tanking of the housing market, cost McHenry County many good-paying construction jobs that have simply not returned. This may be the single most significant issue facing McHenry County at this time, not construction jobs, but the need for sustainable jobs, long-term. We as a county need to work together to find ways to bring those jobs back to McHenry County. Just to give you an idea, if you look at 2011 and 2012 on that chart to the right, you can virtually see no red line, which was the county share. 2012, we issued 12 single-family permits in McHenry County. It's tough on that scale to see 12 when you have on the same scale 4,000. We also need to save jobs. There are manufacturing jobs that need our help to stay competitive. Government may not provide the jobs, but they do coordinate the infrastructure. Without the infrastructure, the factories do not get their product to market in McHenry County. Housing is not factory work, but McHenry County still gets nearly 1/5 of its jobs from manufacturing. McHenry County is at the northwestern edge of a manufacturing corridor that runs from here to O'Hare. Sage Products, Scott Forge, Dana Brake Parts, Coilcraft, the list goes on. These factories produced 19% or $1.6 billion of gross regional product for McHenry County last year. These employers need our help to stay competitive. Our McHenry County Community College, the EDC, the Workforce Network have stepped up to help find and train employees. Although this may help, it's not enough. McHenry County needs to do its part. We need to keep our transportation infrastructure in good shape. We need to make it possible for them to get these products to market. We have an indicator that all is not lost. We are slowly crawling our way back. The sales tax revenue that we see monthly for the first time is in 2014 is actually back to the peaks of 2005 and 2006. You can see the graphic, how slowly we are recovering. Based on sales tax receipts, McHenry County's economic activity today is back to where it was. While I'm encouraged to see consumer spending levels improving, I remain concerned about the slow pace of the recovery and the sluggish return to a once booming construction industry, housing market, and other related jobs. Part of the reason that we have returned, however, is also because we have what they call the SNAP program today, which we used to know as the food stamp program. In McHenry County, we should be proud of the fact that we have the lowest percentage of citizens on the SNAP program as any county in the state. However, the number of McHenry County families that rely on the SNAP program today is still nearly 1 in 10, 9.6% to be exact. This is not a healthy trend, and again, however, without job creation and growth, we will never be able to reduce our assistance roles. The only other choice is to watch our future move to places that offer a better choice. In 2014, for the first time in many years, McHenry County confirmed that its population actually decreased. Before the 2010 census, we were projecting growth to be near 400,000 by the year 2020. Instead, in the last 4 years, we've actually lost population. So instead of bringing those 50,000 people in, we sent 2,000 people away. For the first time in recent history, our residents have decided they would be more prosperous living someplace else. The people that are moving away, I'm sorry to say, in many cases are our country's best future, are taking our best future with them. When our children leave for college and never return, we've lost both our children, and the county loses its best and brightest college-educated minds for the future. Once again, I point to job creation. We simply are not providing the jobs and opportunities that are keeping our residents and their grown children in our economy. So how do we attack the problem? First, we study it. There are 2 parts under review: how we operate as an organization and how we can contribute to the growth as a region. Looking ahead, McHenry County is proactively planning. This is a study I mentioned with Metro Counties a few minutes ago. for a bright future. We have joined with Peoria, Madison, McLean, Will, St. Clair, Kane, and Knox counties to do a comparison of how our costs to deliver services as a county compared to those other costs throughout the area, throughout the state of Illinois. Work on this study has just begun, but it will provide valuable insights into our strengths while highlighting opportunities for increased efficiency in our service industry. The second study, besides streamlining our internal service delivery, we are studying the best way to grow our economy. Just last month, we authorized partnering with Boone and Winnebago counties and the Chicago Metropolitan Planning Agency for a comprehensive economic development strategy study for these three counties. Through this study, we will look at strengths, weaknesses in the region, and obtain guidance that should put us on a path toward future jobs. There are resources here. I would point out that in our meeting in Will County, when they talked to us about the fact that they decided to become the cargo container inland port for the United States, that they didn't know what they were going to do with the 2,000 or the 2 million containers every year that they were going to end up empty on their locations. The gentleman sitting next to me was from Will County and said that they absolutely had no idea. But because of that and because of opening it, they now have those containers being filled by companies and shipping products all over the world as a result that have come because they had that resource available to them. I don't expect us to be the resource container and compete with Will County. But we have 3 airports here, one of which in Rockford has the longest runway in the state of Illinois and currently has the ability to fly things direct to Beijing. We should be able to find high-level manufacturing products that can be manufactured here and shipped throughout the world. These are resources we simply need to know how to use. These studies will provide that information. The county but they also point to one underlying truth. We cannot do all of this on our own. Cooperation is critical. It is the one element in the future success that we have something to do with. The county is the one organization with ties to McHenry County, to all of McHenry County's communities. So it's up to us to take the lead on a comprehensive county-wide cooperative effort toward economic revival. And we know how to do this. The Fiber Consortium is a great start. It is a project that is bigger than any single government entity, yet it holds benefits for all of us. As part of the Route 14 improvements, we will soon have greater capacity and speed available in the county buildings. We're working with District 200 in Woodstock to expand access to the rest of our county citizens in the Woodstock area, and there's a great opportunity where we as a county can partner with our other municipalities and legislators to make that job creation priority number 1. The elected officials that comprise our McHenry County legislative team have each commented that job creation is at the top of their agenda. We have a new governor in Rauner who has listed job creation among his top priorities. I would like to see our Legislative and Intergovernmental Affairs Committee partner with our municipalities and state leaders to work on this initiative. To that end, I'm recommending that we sponsor an economic development summit in McHenry County to help create a vision for what we need to do to create more jobs and improve our economic vitality. I would like to see all of us as county board members attend. I would invite our department heads. I would extend invitations to every township highway commissioner, every township supervisor, every mayor, every village president, every city or village administrator, and the leaders of the economic development commissions in each of the municipalities that have them. All members of our legislative, and along with all members of our legislative team. Together we can discuss and plan ways we can partner to remove barriers to job creation. While I am certain that there are many more, I would give 2 examples of things that were reviewed in the economic development hearings that made sense to us. One is truck permitting as a method of transportation, and another is a unified voice for transportation. Truck permitting as a transportation matter. Before you is a list of items that Loyola University and Brookings Institute produced 2 reports for the regional economic team. Those reports, this is the highlight of the reports that's before you, of things that truck permitting can actually resolve. We can increase productivity. We can have more flexible scheduling for the manufacturing units that need to move things around. We can lower labor costs. We can reduce cost of compliance. We can improve commercial flow. We can reduce idle time. Brookings Institute study cited the changes that happened in Oklahoma, not the place that I would normally think of as a place that suddenly got their act together with truck transportation. But when they put their system online, they reduced the typical permit process from 3 days to 12 minutes. It did not reduce the amount of fees paid. In fact, it increased the amount of fees paid because a lot more people are willing to comply with the process when it takes 12 minutes than when it takes 3 days. Loyola study estimated that the governments in McHenry County currently issue approximately 1,000 of these permits a year. And before you think we're leaving the agricultural industry behind, approximately 1/2 of those permits are issued to farmers in this county trying to get product to market. These permits allow for both industrial, commercial, and agricultural uses. This is a regional problem that calls for a simplified approach. Kane County last year gave us the start of the way we could do it. They combined all of the townships in Kane County with the County of McHenry in an intergovernmental agreement, and the county now issues the permits for all of those entities. They have been kind enough to send us their agreement that they use, and we're reviewing it as we speak. Kane County is now working on the same type of partnership with its municipalities. This is not a mechanism to cut townships out of their share of the fees. This is a way to streamline it so that when a company needs to move goods from point A to point B, they know who to call and how to get it done. We should take a lesson from our neighbors to the south and streamline our permit processes in a similar manner. With that in mind, we have a second part of the conference I would like to look at, and that's transportation. Lake County recently did something in its county that has helped them immensely. They sat with all their municipalities and townships to identify traffic problems and potential solutions. Although difficult, they now have a transportation plan that has solid backing from the entire county. This will benefit Lake County tremendously, for now when the county asks for state and federal financial assistance, they're asking from a position of solidarity with their and strength. They have full buy-in not only from their community leaders, but also from the citizens they serve. Again, we don't have to look far to see a county that is doing well in addressing an important issue through partnerships and intergovernmental cooperation. What transportation we advocate is the reason for the conference. Do we ask for expansion of 53 into McHenry County? Does I-90 and 23, the next project that we think should be built as a countywide project? Does countywide support the expansion of Metro? Which one will help manufacturers who provide that large percentage of our jobs get products to market? I do not have those answers to those questions, but that's the purpose of bringing everyone together to find those answers. Sorry. In closing, McHenry County has a long-standing history of wise stewardship with county tax dollars, and it's been recognized through the highest available bond rating and through financial reporting awards as a model county in Illinois. We employed a hardworking staff that is dedicated to providing quality services to the county's residents. We have a county board comprised of dedicated public servants who want McHenry County to remain a premier example of effective and efficient government. However, efforts to recover from the Great Recession of 2008 have been slow, and as a result, some of our citizens are looking elsewhere for their brighter tomorrow. Moving forward, we will need to renew our commitment to job creation and to intergovernmental cooperation so that we can once again be known as the best place in Illinois to find sustainable jobs and healthy and safe communities. Quality of life is the true measurement tool for the state of any county. And I look forward to working with my colleagues and department heads, with our municipal and government leaders, to conquer our challenges and set bold initiatives that will chart a course for future economic prosperity for all. In my mind, there is no more important work we can do than take steps to bring jobs to our county and reclaim our place as the greatest location in Illinois to work, live, and raise a family. Thank you.